I think it should be push bot because of the Caitlyn Karma for LGD. Most likely push for mid, maybe not in the earlier game, but it will be later on when Onivia just destroys the waves very quickly. His support with his ADC, getting this early Dragon Prior that have still remained incredibly important throughout like the beginning of 2026 so far. Every team is stacking. Drake's hung. Could look to force a flash here.
Is positioned very well. Nice use of that wall to make sure Bulldog gets hit by that stun and it's forced to flash away.
Yeah, great. I mean, now level 6. Ryze can't get out. He can ult, but you can cancel that super easily. Croco maybe tries to get something back, but pretty impossible against Onivia. Whoa, that's aggressive. Tongyuan, yeah, misses it, goes wide, but I like the idea.
And Croco jumps in without having that Wind Becomes Lightning, but they're just gonna burst down the Jarvan. Hung goes in, and that is first blood going the way of LNG. But now on the backside of things, YCX is gonna make it a trade, as it is just both junglers going down off of a play in the mid lane.
We're definitely in Group Nirvana, I can say that. It's fun. A lot more fighting. Flash, yeah, that was... Oh, back alive.
Back to live, yeah. Bulldog, again, doesn't have that flash. Going to be in trouble again, but Tongyuan also getting targeted. It's Hung. It's going to go under the turret. One more auto will do it, but both him and Tongyuan will fall as a result. Croco gets one kill, Bulldog gets the other, and it's a 2-for-1 for LNG, as just a very aggressive over-indexation here on the red side. But he's not found the plays that he's been looking for so far.
Yeah, Hung has that level 6, and like I said earlier, does have the advantage in ganks up against the Zinza, who struggles to close the gap in the early game and doesn't have any CC to set up for, but will fall off for the later the game goes this Jarvan. Starting up the Drake now, has that ult, and with a bot prio that had been generated with this mid prio as well, as you can see Tongyuan first on the roam. Dragon will be secured basically for free. It's one dragon now, but LNG have the gold lead. Barrier, adaptive force pot, so if they were to all in now, maybe after the first items, the Corki would be favored. Nice little grubs trade after the dragon had been taken by LGD. So this will just be the grubs for dragon trade that we're super accustomed to from last year. I will say, we can't see it right now, but at least as of last night, when the quests all get completed on the movement speed boots, pardon me as well, but Sasa might be dead here.
Public execution forward. Sasa goes an early Hex Drinker, and he's being aggressive because he knows Hung's in the area as well. The Equalizer not going to find a whole lot. Sheer flashes away, but that means he can be trapped in the Equalizer with Hung, waiting to overheat potentially, but the Q2 alongside the Dragon Strike is going to tie the kill score up at 3. They want to even up this count at 1.
What can we do here? Hung doesn't have ult available, and Croco does with that flash. Hard for Caitlyn Karma to walk in. This is the problem when you don't have an engaged support. You've got the range, but you simply cannot walk in to the short range of LNG. The poke is nice, but you have to give up the dragon.
Herald, with Sheer able to run it down here as well. So overall, very nice control of these neutral objectives so far for LNG. They're able to get that and maintain their goal lead of about 1,000 so far in this first game. Speaking of a play in response, it's going to be Croco popping that Rift Herald and going for the tier 1 turret in the mid lane. Going to at least get them that plate, maybe make it a little bit easier to burst down once they get another couple of opportunities in that mid lane.
Oh no. Oh, I was getting ready to talk about Hung, maybe caught, but should be able to bomb plan his way out. I was getting ready to talk about how I don't necessarily think that...
But now Sasa is going to be taking some of that tower aggro. Most notably at this point, though, is that Bulldog does not have a teleport, and Sasa does have his if they want to go for a play, but instead it looks like LGD have abandoned the bottom side of the map. They're going to allow for Croco to get their second dragon of the game and set up that advantage for LNG along with this bottom lane tier 1 turret. Another instance here, Jay Beto, of LNG getting a lot without LGD getting much in response.
They don't get the kill. They only just now get the tower, so that makes it feel a little better. But they lost the tower in bot lane and the Drake with no kills happening. Caitlyn Karma is something you play for the priority. You need to be set up in the river.
Their advantage, Shalia and 1xN trading in the mid lane, but that's all it's going to be. Just a couple auto attacks back and forth. We're just waiting for that one big fight to eventually break this game open.
I have to say, for the skill level of the LPL and Nirvana in general,
this time he's out of Karma. He's going to be forced onto Hung, one of the newer members of this LGD team, to force the initiative, make plays, unless it's Sasa who teleports right in the mid lane, but also into 3 members of LNG. Meanwhile, Kronko's fighting a 1v3 and winning at that with the Crescent Guard being popped. Tidal Wave hits onto Tangyuan, he's forced to flash away, and now is getting burned alive by the Equalizer. A free kill given over to LNG as they will claim control of the mid lane and make their way down towards their 3rd dragon.
The dash in here from YXN. 1XN, sorry.
Oh, takes a ton of damage as well from Sheer. He flashes in and lands the Electro Harpoon to seal the deal on the LGD 80 carry. Hung in some trouble as well, and the public execution does not connect onto 1XN either. So, another kill, another tier 2, and hey, a glorified support. Meanwhile, Kroko with missing by his side with 3 full items. Bit of a stat stick on LGD's composition, and he's going forward onto Xiaoya. A one-shot of the enemy 80 carry, and it might be another kill onto YCX as well. Public execution from Sasa is not going to be enough to try to save his life, as the rest of LNG are going to collapse upon him. The Equalizer slowing him down, and Sheer will pick up another kill. It is a 3-0 in favor of LNG, and they're not done just yet. Realm Warp underneath the tier 3 turret to lock down Hung and take the Jarvan down. Only Tangyuan remains, as it is a 5v1 on the map for LNG, as they can look for the mid lane turret, they could look for the Baron. The whole world is their oyster at this point.
It really feels though LNG were waiting for 3 items on Rise. That's the trigger pull. Okay, they were on Soul Point, or getting to Soul Point, sorry. But as soon as Bulldog got this Actualizer item, 1XN got his 3 items too, and that was a while ago. Haven't been back since. Bulldog has to flash away, but Kroko, oh my god.
And now Kroko, he just has such a big opportunity to go once again onto Xiaoya. Same result here in the mid lane. Tangyuan flashes away from that Realm Warp, but only sends in missing, but that's another big member down for LGD, as they have lost 8 kills in a row to the might of LNG.
Yeah, we're back to, what is it, situation 1. Choice A in the multiple choice question for how many kills are we going to get in Group Nirvana. This has been another, like 10 or so in under 10 minutes. LNG waiting, biding their time until they felt the scaling had come in. And it's on these 3 items from Bulldog and 1XN that they just keep going forward. They take the Soul fight, or the Soul Point fight, they get the Baron, and no fear at all here.
And sheer style in on Tangyuan as well. Gets away from Hung. Flag and drag, stays safe, and now rejoins his team to take this bottom lane inhibitor. The Baron buff's available for another minute or so, but LNG don't want to push for the end. Instead,
staying in the Cataclysm, press ult, and fight Hung. But they don't have a play. The Equalizer was great. It did a lot of damage. It slowed everybody on LNG. Get the items in a second when I can see them. But we've got 10,000 gold lead. Yeah, 4 items on Bulldog, 4 items on 1XN. And listen, it hasn't even finished 2.
Is going to get caught up by the public execution of Sasa, but not going to be taken down just yet. A lot of resources to try to just kill the enemy support. And look at the havoc that Sheer and Bulldog are wreaking on the back end of the team fight. It's the egg pop. Bulldog gets the final blow, and now Xiaoya is getting hit up and taken down as a double kill in for the Korean Rise. And that should do it. Only YCX remains, and he will watch his base crumble with LNG claiming game 1.
All that for just me, says Missing, and LNG will walk in easy fashion and clean up this game, Grapes.
But regardless, fun composition for LGD. I think they got a little bit more of what they wanted. Xiaoya on the Aphelios definitely provides a good late game damage backup plan, and then this mid jungle Hung and Tangyuan gonna want to get active across the map.
Grubs, ooh, miss from YCX. Just a Grub for Dragon trade. This is, actually, never mind.
Here comes the Grand Starfall onto Hung. Across the river goes Kroko and Bulldog coordinating on this play. And they're going to be able to chunk out the enemy jungler. One more auto does not proc the passive, but the weirding does, and Bulldog will pick up first blood. 2-man solar flare, and there's the Mega Inferno Bomb as well. LNG looking to try to burst it down LGD, but Xiaoya with the red and white guns able to get a kill back and is still able to pump out a bunch of damage before Bulldog eventually shuts him down. It's a 2-for-1 in favor of LNG, and now the teleport has come forward as it's going to be Sasa looking to rejoin the fight with Bulldog without a flash. Will get stunned up at a counter strike and taken down. A shutdown goes the way of Sasa, and we're evened up at 2 in game 2. 2.
If we ignore the Sasa great roam, which I'm not going to ignore, but if we ignore it for a second, that was a full net positive for LNG where they win across the board. Ended that we saw when Ziggs gets picked up last year. But Rocket Belt Aurora, I haven't seen... Oh, Croco, nice roam.
Another beautiful Grand Starfall. Seeing Xiaoya chunked, goes straight in and gets that kill on to the Aphelios. This dragon fight potentially, which he's not even going to be able to use it for that because Croco is there first and able to claim it. So it kind of goes back to the point that I was trying to make before that play ended up starting. Hung and Tangyuan on Vi Ahri. This is right up their wheelhouse. What we've seen in the Demacia Cup, them going for plays together as a duo, being aggressive. But then we see the Pantheon to send Croco away. So play on the bot lane fails here for LNG, which means that LGD can start off the Rift Herald. Should be able to burst it down rather easily, and no smite in sight for LNG. Sheer pops a Dominus, but is going to get stunned up by the Counter-Strike, and the Rift Herald does get secured by LGD. But here comes the remaining fight. Xiaoya in tremendous trouble and gets taken down by 1xN instantly. Hung going to be in the Rift Herald to keep himself unvulnerable for now. Landed Akabanda missing, and Tangyuan with the final issuance of that ultimate will be able to get the kill onto the Leona. LNG will back away after only losing one, but now Sasa is going to be in some trouble before eventually popping the teleport to get away. The Rift Herald does belong here to LGD, but LNG get another kill on the board.
Sure, Hung gets the Herald. It's used immediately. That objective doesn't even count. Really? It's a bit of golden XP. Croco
finds Hung once again, but Sasa is in the right place at the right time. Flash will be traded by both junglers, and it will be Hung able to jump back in and give Sasa his second kill of the game.
Xiaoya, he dies so fast, and then the Herald, okay, it did crash it. We didn't see that. I thought he ran away with it, but it did crash, so that's a fair objective. This was cool.
That was great. Hey, remember, Leona Q counts as an auto attack, so
guys, press your E on Jax. It's pretty strong. 1xN.
Good ability. Missing's going to be in a bit of trouble, though, as LGD send all 5 members down here into the bottom side river. Will be alive for this next dragon, though, which is spawn. Try to give themselves soul point. Tangyuan dashes to the wall, does not land the charm. That means that LNG should be able to control this area.
Hung has his R button still. This is a great time to use it.
Who will the target be? In goes Sheer, landing that stun onto Hung. But look at the collapse. Bulldog has been taken down by Xiaoya, who is red-white and already has a double kill in this team fight, forcing Sheer back. But he's on the wrong side of the rift, and Sasa will take him down. A decisive team fight for LGD, gets them 3 kills and the dragon.
What an engage from YCX.
Side of Hung. Will there be a continued follow-up? Don't think so at this point, with LNG fully committed to that mid lane. Here comes Croco, though. He uses the Empowered Blast Cone, goes for a big stun on the Hung, and but he's going to get bursted down rather easily, and Xiaoya's back in with a Moonlight Vigil to take down 2 more. It is a double kill back in for the Aphelios, and now LGD can start up the Baron for good.
Again, the engage. Bulldog.
Oh, what a charm from max range. Tangyuan finds the target. Bulldog not going to be able to be taken down, but that'll be the nail in the coffin for this Baron fight. LGD going to secure it and maybe even look for more, as LNG were looking for a push in the mid lane instead. Patience is finally rewarded for LGD fans. They get their first major objective of the series.
Not even able to trade that tier 2 in mid. The engage again from LNG is onto Hung, and again it doesn't hit because Hung buffers with his own ult. At the beginning of the game, Xiaoya was the one getting caught. He has the cleanse. See how much damage that 1xN does. Imagine if that was Pantheon W as well. He's dead, but instead it's onto Hung every time, so in the last 2, and we haven't been able to kill him because the damage hasn't been hitting.
Game, as LGD will be able to get this dragon off the back of their Baron power play, and even up that count at 2 as well. Their next focus will be some of these structures.
A real gold lead for themselves, a really solid one too. It's only 2 Drakes to LGD. It's a while away from Sol. You've got a minute left of Baron. If you can hold on to your base, you will be in an okay spot to fight. The problem is that LGD have done a great job of pushing. We're up 6,000 gold after this Baron play. They were up 700 around about when they won that Dragon fight before. Not too far away from actually doing really meaningful damage. Has Crypt Bloom, 9 attacks of Darkseal now.
We're
going again.
And it's going to be on to Tangyuan, but he is tanky with that Rod of Ages in tow. Spirit Rush going to get him away from that extra damage of Bulldog. And that means they're going to get away from now until Krako finally flashes forward and shuts down the Ahri. Moonlight Vigil only onto the Pantheon, so that is a big play for LNG.
Maybe a miscommunication. Sasa has the Empowered Blast Cone. He should be fine to get out of this. No, they're fighting?
A little bit here, but then it's going to send Sheer right over as he had beautiful foresight to flash straight in to that Blast Cone. With the Dominance going to stay alive, and Missing's going to help keep him there. It's going to be a big shutdown onto Sasa as Sheer picks up nearly a K. That is another 2 big kills here for LNG, and Krako's able to survive by popping that Aegis as well. They are right back into this game number 2.
Yeah, they've halved the gold lead nearly. After this tower, they basically have...
Tangyuan looking for a flank. Spirit rushes forward. The target is 1xN, but he's able to flash away. But 1xCX with a big Magnet Storm is going to slow down the retreat of LNG until Sasa comes in with a teleport. Not going to find a stun here with that counter strike, and now the counter attack here is in for LNG. They take down Hung. Sasa going forward, but once again not finding a stun until he jumps forward back on that 1xN. But Sheer with the dominance is massive and is going to chunk YCX down again. Moonlight Vigil not going to burst anybody down as Sasa has gone golden, and he can be able to push away by the Satchel Charge. Missing not able to get any more members low unless LNG can lock him down. Dragon has been started up. It will be soul point for whoever's able to claim it, but Hung's going to go forward onto Krako. It is red and white guns for Xiaoya. The Aphelios will be a big problem, and so is Sasa as he lands the counter-strike, but YCX already get taken down, but there go the carries. There goes Bulldog. Hung already low, and Sasa's diving the back line. Guardian Angel has been popped for Krako. He's going to stay alive, but finally 1xN will get taken down. It's up to Sheer. Has the dominance, but Tangyuan and Xiaoya able to stand tall. They get the kill onto the Leona, and they're going to go into the mid lane with only Sheer left standing.
Xiaoya against the world. He buys the QSS in base. He doesn't even need to use it. LNG had a hold over this series, and they fumble it completely. They have a game plan that is right in their faces, and they can't execute on. LGD should bring this to a 1-1 and find their in this series.
Kill number 7 for Xiaoya as he dings level 16 right as the Nexus will fall. LGD survive, and they will take us to a decider.
It's a tough one. We haven't seen on-hit virus at all this year, I believe. Maybe not even in Demacia. I don't know about the other regions, but in LPL, to my knowledge, it's only been poke virus, lethality virus.
Get this push out before the teleport comes in. But he does not know that Hung is in the area. That's going to be the cannon already gone, and it might be even more as Bulldog is in trouble and doesn't have his flash. Hung is just chasing him down, pushing him to first blood on LGD's side.
He used to just lay in these cleavers onto the members of LNG. Nice ult from Sasa.
Forward on Tangyuan, does not have that flash, and a fully charged knockup will connect.
What?
All too easy here for LNG as their top side collapses onto the Ori. But for now, this will be a very big boost to both the momentum as well as just the pure on record for these teams to try to get themselves a spot in that play-in stage. Stage number 2 of your Split 1 playoffs in the LPL. Krako and Missing trying to clear out some vision, but Hung is being a bit of a nuisance, and so instead, it's going to be Krako looking to try to collapse him on. He doesn't want to pop the Cyclone because he still has the passive in his hand, and now the bullet time is going to come out and nearly chunk Missing down to 0 HP. Krako finally goes in. The wild growth going to knock Xiaoya up as well, and a beautiful play from the LNG bottom lane allow for Krako to pick up 2 kills.
Just sends it with the flash over the wall, and now LNG will secure this Drake. Look at the lead that's exploded as well. 1,000 gold from 1xN. Does he have Bork in base? He will be close, but the flash over the wall happens. It still tethers to Xiaoya over the wall, and we're back at live.
Yeah, Hung has no ultimate. Krako just able to kill him with a crushing blow. That's a full Triforce at 10 minutes here for your Wukong in game number 3, as Krako has fully come online in this game for LNG.
We didn't see the full of that, but that looked like a full-on solo kill. We'll have to see the assists because I don't think anyone had a
don't
part
think
of
so.
that but Croco. He's the only person with 100% kill participation. Have the heal available thanks to Spellbook. They've maintained this tower. I'm impressed that LGD have kept this standing. Croco's over the wall here. Can't see him on screen, but look at the map.
And now YCX looking aggressive as well. Oh! Bulldog just sits in the middle of that shockwave. And this time it works out for Tongyuan. That's a solo kill for the Orianna.
This Akali lane does get better, but Croco got the blue. Oh, that sucks.
2-level lead right now. And
That's
a
horrifying.
tower going down to the bot lane for 1xN and missing. They finally break it open, and so allows for the Zehen to flash away.
That's a moment where Sasa is just spamming F as fast as he can on his keyboard. It does get off. Or D, I think, actually. He might have D. Flash on D. But it does get off, and he's able to get away. Herald has spawned. LNG do not want to give this up. They're moving forward. Croco has that Cyclone available. Herald's already been taken, though. Missing will just be able to watch Hung walk away.
Soul Point. Mountain Soul Point at that for LNG. If they're able to pick this one up. Xiaoyu getting bursted down. Those Blight procs doing a ton as one more piercing arrow. Able to allow for 1xN to get a 2v2 in the mid lane. Sasa almost able to take that Akali down. Does have teleport.
Herald?
Want to go for a fight. The Rift Herald just popped to try to take this tower down.
Oh!
Nearly able to do so, but it will survive with the slightest amount of HP still available.
There was no flash on MF on Xiaoyu because it was burnt earlier by sheer really smart play from LNG. They know Xiaoyu can't get away. They will pick up the tower eventually, so that's not too bad. There's pings on Baron, neither used for 1xN. He has all his summoners and his flash available. It was just the wild growth from missing that was used.
Oh, Chain of Corruption gets McHale's by YCX, but that's enough for the mid lane tier 1 to finally go down. LNG going to be fearless here. They're going to start this one up.
I mean, TP behind from Sasa. Ghost out of Hong, we're going.
There's the initial engage. Croco does get over the wall, dodged away from the Renata. Ultimate Shockwave only finds the front line, but missing is going to get assassinated by Sasa. And the target is now 1xN with the flash over the wall and is able to shut him down before the revive can come through. Bulldog is in a bad position and will get dropped. It's a 3-for-2 overall with Hung and Tongyuan still at full HP.
Blue orb, but Xiaoyu continues to do the dragon. ADC does have a lot of gold, like I've been talking about, but this guy's been clicking pretty well. Dragon now will be fully taken. Careful in the mid lane. Tongyuan's caught.
Finds a Cyclone on the Tongyuan and forces him to flash away, but a big hostile takeover forces 1xN to one-shot missing all by his lonesome. Oh, 1xN, he gets his 5th kill, but it's on his opposing support. And it means that LGD is able to get that Dragon with a kill in their back pocket as well.
LG still do have priority over this river. They have vision control as well, and they're first here. So LGD would need to force their way back in.
Missing already down to half HP, as he is going to be very squishy on the back line for LNG. Sasa dashing forward, but Croco on a flank finds a Cyclone onto the back line, but a big hostile takeover nonetheless. Xiaoyu gets deleted, and so does Sasa on the backside. Tongyuan and Hung are still alive, as Sasa with the revive is able to flash away, but he won't flash away from the might of 1xN. He gets the kill onto the Zehen, and still has Sheeran missing to try and take down this Dragon Soul.
It's like 1xN is
though.
just
They
going
just immediately
forwards.
take him down. Tongyuan, now the only one left standing, missing, is nearly taken down, but Tongyuan will not be able to get him. Sheer will chase the Orianna away, and 1xN will do the job around the Dragon himself. Mountain Soul claimed for LNG.
Wild growth, he's clicking flash away here from the front line, but Sasa again finds this instant flash. 1xN continues to go off. Range CC. There's actually no CC at all that can take down this QSS, so it's just being held for this hostile takeover. Look at how aggressive 1xN's playing. He has flash up. He's got a support behind him.
Not the best siege comp here for LNG, but they're going to get the job done in terms of these inner towers. Inhibitor towers still the ones left standing. They got 55 seconds, about a wave and a half left.
We've got 30 seconds on this Elder Grapes.
Yeah, we're getting
Minute and
close to
half
that
on
fight.
Dragon?
It might not even happen though.
Oh.
As Xiaoya is way too far forward in the mid lane. You might have your
Wow.
flash, but do not have your life at this point. Kroko finding the critical play, and LNG will have a numbers advantage for the Elder Dragon fight.
That's huge. No TP for Sheer, and ult is down for Kroko and missing. But how do you get in? The Elder Dragon has spawned. LGD, your chance is now, or you're losing this series.
Bulldogs on the flank. They need a steal, but Hung is getting stalled and
It's
slowed
gone.
by Sheer. He uses that unstoppable onslaught, and here comes the perfect execution. Sasa uses the ultimate just to get away, but the Elder Dragon has already been secured, and LGD are on the retreat.
All in your face. It will be the full concede of the Baron. They have every buff in pocket, Grapes.
Soul, Baron, Elder, the trifecta of neutral objective buffs right now for LNG. They're going to have maybe 45 seconds.
This game neither have a fast in to this game. Don't forget the 3 grubs alongside their buffs too. Not that it really matters, but it does add insult to injury. It means the towers go down even faster. LGD will stand alongside their Nexus, and as LNG move in and look to cement themselves as the first seed in Group Nirvana.
Slow lands onto Hung. He has to pop that ultimate early. They're going to lock down a Sheer, but he's very tanky. I think over 7,000 health at this point in the game, with that Soul Fairness continuing to tick. Here goes Kroko. He lands a 3-man Cyclone, and that should do it. Their hostile takeover will not be enough. The carries will fall one by one, and LNG can finally breathe a sigh of relief. It took them a little bit longer than they expected, but they'll get the win all the same. A 2-1 over LGD.
We had for top esports with some of their laners not really performing. Well, now you have decent matchups in almost every single one of these lanes, and I'm expecting not only Cream and 369 to step up, but Nio on this Pantheon to have a huge influence with him in the mid jungle. Rub spawning in 2.5 minutes.
Good little charm combo there from Cream. Is going to force Rookie out of lane. Has that ultimate advantage pressure. Here comes Wei, though. No cease and desist. 369 has everything available to him. Public execution is going to whiff. Good flash there from Wei to make sure that doesn't come across. But Sobero tanks up a huge amount of the aggro. Wei's dead. One more turret shot, and he's going to trade it. 369 makes it pay for IG's first blood take.
It's embarrassing. Yeah, Nio will get the dragon, so while that first blood gold is going to feel nice for Invictus Gaming, I think the fact that he was able to outplay that.
Execution, especially on these junglers, for any sort of big plays. Good to see Wei, though, out on the map first, and he's even looking for more here to catch Cream over the wall. Cease and desist, Vault Breaker, Seismic Shove, all this is thrown down, but Cream still walks out. Cleanse from Rookie, flashes away from Nio's chain. Wei looking for a Vault Breaker reset. The Weaver's Wall going to make sure Nio has no room for escape. Nice little play there from Rookie to make sure IG's mid-jungle duo comes out on top.
Grabbing 2 grubs at least for himself.
Ooh, the 1 HP smite coming out there from Wei just to secure it. Nio walks himself back in, but Wei sees a double stun combination. There's the Velvet Carpet layer down by Sobero. But Nio kind of just shrugs off a lot of this damage. So a huge amount of usage from summoners and ultimates coming down there from IG just to secure these grubs. Bowling excuse re-engage comes across 369. Sobero's fine to engage until he sees Nio fly on in. He has to flash away from the Grand Starfall.
Cream.
And Sobero should be able to run out, so Cream comes over the wall, hits a clutch charm, and finally secures the kill the top esports were looking for.
These grubs and trying to make good on at least another mid lane plate here. Maybe Wei just re-engages.
Cease and desist, and Io does get the grub, but Rookie can't get over the wall to secure enough damage, so Wei's gonna have to get it done on his own. Nice little 3-piece combo. Wei gets the kill.
Maybe we still make this play. I mean, Rookie has ultimate. The bot lane is getting shoved in. This is kind of your angle to look for here. Rookie's going to try and find Nio. Doesn't land anything. This is a huge investment here for IG. The longer they stay here, the less possible it is for them to contest for that upcoming dragon.
I do like the look, though, with Sobero's pressure he has in the top lane. They're going to try and steal away this blue buff. 369 TP's back in here, though. Going 1 versus 3 for the time being. He walks right to a cease and desist some combo. 369? What was that?
Enough response, but now you've lost all control on top side. They may even be potentially setting up a dive here onto Nio underneath this turret. There's no TP available. Cream would have to use his to get here in time.
Hey, remember when we thought we were splitting the map level 1? Nah, we're doing it into the mid-game. Perfect setup from Zhui into another Rookie Seismic Shove. and Nayo doesn't even get up the unbreakable wall. Another kill for IG. What a gold injection. We'll see if they can trade that first turret back. Should be able to, so they'll come away with at least 1,000 gold lead moving into our mid game.
They'll have TPs to share. I'm really looking at Cream getting level 10 on this next wave.
Really wants to mess with the level 11 Rumble right now, so that kind of big win con you felt was opening up there, Dimitri, is going to slam. His door's going to be slammed shut. Fengway goes after Rookie. Flash for flash trade. Still should be the Dragon secured here, though, for IG. And we even up at 1 apiece with an Ocean Soul on tap for our game 1.
What else can we get from this, though? I mean, Flash coming in from Talia is not bad. Now we even got the TP from Saburo. I think that is okay. It is worth it for the Dragon, I will mention. As with 369 making a pretty weird play in top lane is the way that I will describe it with that teleport. Now it's gonna, that's the payment. He gave up his teleport and lost his life and had to give up his turret and the Dragon, but now they can play with a little bit of priority potentially for the Grubs here.
Rookie flings Nayo into the turret, but it just doesn't matter. He was half HP.
Potentially Nayo getting taken out.
God,
Cream
Nayo
has no mana here. He is so useless in this fight.
Flashes away from Dway's crash down. Fengway's going to try to provide some path to least resistance out. Magnet Storm comes down, and support should just have to pay their life with Photic coming across their keepers. Verdict, though, is going to be spell shielded by Photic. Bullet time from Jachi. Gets a ton of damage back out. Dway flashes away. And with all of those ults, so much thrown down, it's actually only going to be Top Esports' support seeing the gray screen. Public execution on the top side, though. 369 wants to throw hands with Sopro, mainly because he's getting help teleporting behind him. But there comes the Velvet Corporate out from Sopro. Good flash from 369, and now, well, it's Cream to try and clean up here. Flash over the wall, though. They didn't expect Sopro to throw back his hands, and he gets the trade 1-for-1. So both of our top laners outplaying 1v2s in this game 1 so far.
The guy is dead. So very clutch play. We come out of replay, and Fengway is dead now. So Top Esports, I need to see your solo lanes getting gold at this point in the side lane, but Saburo is showing up for team fights, and IG are just making picks.
And Nayo's just getting caught in his own jungle. Yep, the cease and desist seismic shove, all reliable for IG. Gets themselves another kill, and
times just trying to allocate gold into the side lanes, trying to get himself back into this game, but the pretty big detriment now as IG find themselves with a 2,000 gold lead, and you at least took one of the Dragons. You're set up to play for that next dragon coming up in a minute.
He didn't get the eye, and he's not even going to be able to sacrifice himself for it. Oh, man. You know what stings the most, Hulk?
If TES cannot either grab 3 plates on this top side or do something about this Rumble, you are in a great position as Invictus Gaming.
Yeah, and looking back at this, at this draft as well, I feel like, oh, hold on. We got the equalizer down. Subro's just running down 369. Vaultbreaker over the wall. Way here to team up with his new look top laner, and the disappointing game for 369 only continues to get worse.
They're putting Vision down on top side because there's a Baron here. If they can try to get a little bit more pressure up here, maybe if they find a pick somewhere around this mid lane, it could start off a chain of events.
Starfall. Nayo, I assume, is playing the stall game, or he just ulted down here to get Sobro off the wave. He doesn't actually think he can take him on his own, but he's bought enough time for Jachi to swing on over and get a very big gold influx.
With such a big lead, I'm expecting for him to be able to move his weight around the map, but Misfortune can be tricky in team fights.
Oh, certainly very tricky, especially if his support gets dropped off. Fengway out about half HP. Cream gets a good charm on a Rookie, though. Fengway goes right after Rookie, but he cleanses, flashes out. Bullet time. Not going to find its mark. It allows Photic to pick up the first kill. Way flashes right on top of that. Misfortune, who gets bouncy house out of the team fight just like that. Photic picks up a double kill. Looking for a throw with the bouncing blades. Way picks it up. 369 into the background, trying to find himself some sort of trade. He's only going to find Dway and find a one-way ticket straight back to the fountain. We get a quadra kill for Photic as IG have broken open our initial game.
Massive plays coming in, a huge find yet again from Invictus Gaming onto Fengway, and once that's there, the numbers advantage goes over to them, and that fight, I really want to go back into it because I think Cream missed a fair too much of his abilities.
Things that I missed.
That's why I have to see it, everybody else does.
Yeah, you know what, you're right. I missed that one, and normally I miss things that you point out in the replays, and I go, or as we get into this Baron power play push, It's the three-man squad. Oh, with Wei looming on over. They have targeted this bottom lane tier 2 turret. Ricky's going to throw down the Weaver's Wall. There's cease assist engage onto Fengwei. They send public execution in the background to see if they can find a train. Jaji does a whole lot of damage. TP comes across from Cream. Here comes the rescue right on call. When we were looking for more for Cream, he makes a clutch TP to ruin this Baron plate. He's looking for more. Saburo is charmed up. There's a Grand Starfall coming over top. This is a very dark pit. Outside of that one ward, can't see the HP on the Dragon if you are top esports, so they're going to give over Ocean Soul Point. Do they gain anything off the back of it? It really doesn't seem like it.
We need to be very careful about what we're doing here in the river.
Oh, there's a good steadfast presence. Cancel out the Vault Breaker, but he whiffs the Keeper's verdict. Fengwei is going to go down. Photic picks up that kill with the On the Hunt speed up. Support out for top esports. Do IG over chase a bit? They feel like they might have an angle to get rid of Nayo.
Oh!
That would secure the Baron, but Cream, he uses that Spirit Rush, so he's got 2 charges down. Team fights. It's what's making for maybe some of these interesting plays is right on cue, Wei is looking for a pickoff onto 369. There is no public execution. Comes up in 5 mere seconds. The Equalizer's up first. He flashes away. He's trying to spy time because Nayo comes through the Grand Starfall. Cream is going to TP him behind just in time. Rookie is able to trade out top laner for top laner. As our AD carries go brawl for brawl. Jachi finds his win, and that might be just enough to push this fight over the edge for top esports. Wei Xian comes back up and Twig gets a huge crash down Magnet Storm, but Nayo's still alive. They allow Wei to escape though. It's got to be Jachi who finally lays down the bullet time. It separates Rookie off the rest of his team, but he takes Nayo down with him, flashes away from Cream. Can Cream chase him down with the Firefox Fangs? Yes, he can. Another bloody bout between top esports and IG has just a couple of members limping away. Find a way into the back line. Nonetheless, they have procced the Dragon first. Sobro is spotted on this flank, but they're not really reacting to it just yet. He's going to throw down the Equalizer. That kind of traps the escape point, sets up for this Weaver's Wall that puts Fengwei on the wrong side. Nayo's also trapped against it. Who gets the Dragon? It's picked up by Jachi, so there's no Ocean Soul. Sobro runs into the backline with the Flame Splitter. Wei's able to pop the GA off of Photic. Photic's now able to step on with Jachi coming back alive, but the bullet time is canceled by a golden Rookie seismic shove. No soul to IG. They'll take the fight instead.
That's still gold going over to top esports, but this is going to be a Baron. You have this Sivert. They should be able to grab this objective for themselves. An incredibly close game here as top esports might be fighting back after a disastrous start to the season. We thought it was all hope lost for them.
Fortunately, there's not a lot of that as well, but he saves them an Ocean Soul with one double tap and has been able to find consistently clutch kills to keep this game within arm's reach. As we are now back to another IG Baron power play, and funnily enough, the camera pans right over Ulk to the very turret that ruined their demise last time, as 369 trades the mirrored version on the top side. Cream nearly gets found by Rookie. 369 rejoins to try and protect this inhibitor turret. Both mid laners not going to have access to their ultimates going forward, as we're bringing everybody down here.
Whoa, this is a lot of our TP usage here. Saburo back to get back into this lane. 369 there, I thought there was going to be an immediate play. They still have these teleport shields. That's 30% of their max HP for 30 seconds. Dre tries to look for something. Saburo, I mean, this ultimate is going to be massive if he gets it on any members of top esports.
He's looking. He's off of vision. Nayo's Grand Starfall. Wei goes in. Finds the cease and desist to layer the Equalizer. They knock Jachi out of his bullet time. Photic is able to stave off 369 on the backside as Wei comes back alive. But 369 gets himself out. He doesn't fall to Photic. And now IG are cornered 5 versus 3. They like their health bars, but there goes Nayo and he still gets stunned up by the Unraveled Earth. Everything's flying all over the place as Jachi finds Photic. Rookie goes golden. Jachi's trying to find the highlight moment. And he's going to do it with a pentakill to win game 1 for top esports.
Season here, Jachi and unlikely top esports have just found a way to come back from an almost lost game versus IG.
Some people were calling top esports' gameplay to start 2026 as some of the ugliest we've had. So you ask, who would be there to try and rescue it for them? But I don't think we're going to have a real big conclusion to this game anytime soon. IG, recognizing how much they're on the back foot with wave states, are going to give over our 6th Dragon of the game. Oh my god, Jachi, no. Jachi, no.
A lot of damage.
Jachi, don't fall into the GA. Oh, he has to burn his flash, but the Equalizer pops it. The hero of the last fight makes a huge blunder, and IG look to capitalize as Dway goes to the engage into 3. Rookie uses the Weaver's Wall to rejoin up. Dway is going to go down. There's the bullet time from Jachi. Forces out the Zanyas from Soboro, but Jachi gets out with his health bar intact, and 369 gets to run wild. Jachi may have overstepped, but it's his team that picks him back up. And all they have to do is knock down one measly Sivir. That's it. Done and dusted. Jachi quadra kill. Top Esports up 1-0 in this big-time bout.
2 Barons here for IG, and in both of them, they had negative power plays for them. They had negative net gold gained during that time. They lost on the top side. They lost on the bottom side. What was a completely one game here for IG in the mid game has completely shattered and completely collapsed now, as Top Esports, again, finally are able to end this game 1.
We had the 19-kill Elk performance, Gala pentakill Yunara, and now Jachi 15-kill Misfortune.
He throws out a dredge line, he throws out an ultimate, and suddenly your LeBlanc is locked down. They at least have some ways of stopping this champion from just distorting all around Summoner's Rift.
Yep.
But the range damage that they do have access to is only in Azir and Jhin. They can't fight here. Again, mid lane waves, priority. It's kind of what all of pro play is about. You say mid lane quest is fake, but if I'm Cream and I get the upgraded Hole Crushers, the game is way easier to play versus Rookie in a side lane. And who else is really going to match you as Azir? So
True.
I'm liking this right now for Top Esports. I know you talked about the clock already, so I won't mention too much after. Rubs for this IG team does feel nice. I think taking away what could be more gold being generated by this Azir later on is always going to be a good game plan.
So just in layman's terms here, in about 8.5 minutes, we've got, oh no, are we doing this again? We did this all of last game. Our 80 carries are going melee range. Unfortunately, this time for Jachi, the Corki likes those odds. Out of mana though, Jachi, we're just gonna, ult under turret. All right, Fotek, how much dodging can you do? Oh my god, oh! Did the minion get that kill for him? It's first blood nonetheless. Back. I don't think he necessarily had to. Top Esports have control. It's Way that has to find a way to break down the door and push on into this Drake that is going to take it precariously slow. Rookie is in a nice position to chunk out 369, forces the Dominus out a bit early.
That's good.
So that's a good win, but I don't see this Dragon in Way's future, so Top Esports as a 4-stack will even out our Drakes one apiece. Dway, this is not an engage angle until all the Deadly Flourish does go wide. Fongway is getting jumped on. There's the Cyclone drop down. Photic should have enough damage. Way picks up that first kill. Nio looking for a trade as they have Cream over the wall. Chasing down with that Trundle ultimate.
God.
Rookie coming over as Dway gets a double knockup. Going after Jachi. There's the LeBlanc damage. Cream throws Photic into his 80 carry and is able to set up the kill for IG. That was not the Emperor's Divide you wanted to see, Top Esports.
Do they try to make a play onto Soboro? I mean, Subjugate is good. It's gold into Cream's pocket, which is way more important. Level 11 is going to be hit here for him after he finishes this wave. Maybe just even cutting Soboro off of this entire wave, and this turret is decent enough, but Dway's going to be at least here to somewhat even the odds.
369 TP'd up here, right? So he gets that shield. He pops the Dominus. He's looking for a fight because he knows his turret's gone. Shelly's going to make sure of that. One more auto for Rookie will send it over. Does Way want the re-engage? That's a pretty scary Renekton at this point in the game, so they'll just take the turret, they'll take the gold. Sobero's going to get that reset off. Dway, you cannot stay here. Your top laner is gone. All right, so we're going to trade the turrets here. I think that's kind of a win for Top Esports because the Herald had to be used for IG to even set up that turret trade.
Oh, well, I do want to say for Invictus Gaming, Rookie has gotten a lot less attention on the side lane this game and has opened up a CS lead versus Cream. Already up 30 CS, got that turret in the top side.
Hella components done for Rookie, as you mentioned, on those 2 items. Wukong going to get 2 pretty strong items under his belt as well. This is where IG can feel comfortable taking a lot of fights, but they're going back to the same will of diving 369, who's popping the Dominus, surviving a lot of this initial burst. Luckily, though, with the Unbreakable Will, Dway can take up much of that turret, and they find the pick in a turret as well.
And they have 3 grubs. Like, this turret is paper mache between them and a Trinity Force Wukong. This is all with the Dragon still on the bottom side of the map. Dway,
nice
perfect
TP,
teleport timing on this. I think that this play is not real with Saburo still having ultimate.
He's going to cancel out the depth charge with a good unstoppable Top Esports, Cream takes a turret shot. They're still all inning for this. They bring Jotchi over. The wave is thinning. Dreadline's going to land on a Dre. He's going to pop the Unbreakable. Sobero's trying to get rid of the wave. Jotchi's going to crit shot Dre home. Good flash there out of Cream to get away from Sobero, who's desperately looking for a trade. And Jotchi picks himself up a multi-kill, and they get the turret. The push and pull across the map really shining through for this game, too.
Yeah, but IG get paid completely for this. I don't care that Soboro and Jue died here. I think it's completely negligible at this point. 369's trying to cancel Rookie. I don't care. We got another dragon here for IG.
And could be a dead Croc. That's a flash out of 369. Yeah, this is, it feels like everything Top Esports is doing is kind of just second fiddle.
But Corki is going for the jack of all trades and obviously had that elixir. So we'll have an extra point in some of his spells. Cream, can he summon a turret? Dead. No.
Yep, and he drifts right into Photic's waiting arms. So Cream is picked off on the bot side here. IG made it clear that is their part of the map now. Loses his flash into the Alistar, and now Nayo's caught. They have TPs galore coming in here. They're trying to burst out Rookie, though, who gets caught. The distort flash will get Rookie out with a sliver of HP as Jotchi needs time to reload. Re-engage on top of 369, who's trying to use the Dominus to buy him some space. But here comes Wei coming through. This will be a huge cyclone if he can land it. There's the knockup. They get onto Jotchi. He's desperately trying to kite back. He does blow up Dway, but it sets up for the Natovo strike pullback to finally kill off the Golden Goose, and now IG can turn their attention to the Purple Worm.
Handily to Invictus Gaming as Top Esports caught all over the map with their pants down. I mean, even just trying to find that aggressive look onto Dway, you have no control of the bottom side jungle here. So trying to make that happen in mid lane means that Jotchi loses his flash. Fight.
Picture in picture, though, we're seeing a catch come across. They've got Rookie killed off. That's a nice, I'm going to assume it's a pillar into a deadly flourish there to get Rookie. 5 the initial engage from IG.
There is no Cataclysm, or there's no Wukong Cyclone, there's no Unbreakable
that
Will. This should be their fight to find.
Fogway, that did not seem like a good angle. They do barely get the Trundle out. Can they get Jotchi some valuable auto attack time? Wei takes the Hextech portal in. Immediately tricksters himself back out. Photic tries to step up. Here comes Stanley first, but Rookie is right there. Jotchi immediately has to cancel it, but my God, does he get collected by Jotchi. And there's a huge Shuriman shuffle, but again, Cream throws him into his 80K, but this time, Jotchi says, no, I'm taking heads, not names.
369 on this Renekton, man. He comes in clutch with a good stun down onto Rookie and to Photic. Going over to Top Esports, single dragon anyway. I think it's a big nothing burger fight. A double teleport.
I don't think it is anymore. Yeah, no, they want this kill, and they want the gold onto Cream. Sobero, you are going down, my friend. This game is slowly swinging momentum-wise back in to Top Esports' wheelhouse. That should be Cream getting a huge amount of gold, and Ulk, I can say it now, I'm not getting baited by halfway through it. But you could feel the pressure points of a deadly flourish coming across. A big RFC shot in any of these frontliners. Oh my God, Orfangway just engages on top of 5 people to knock up Photic. Is he really trying to walk his way out of here? Dway says no. Rookie takes that kill. But there's more range coming through here. Cream Sand Soldiers can set things up for some trade back damage, but it's putting them in a pretty precarious spot. Trying to lean back into that range, but you see the bottom side of the screen. Wei is trying to sneak the dragon. Deadly Flourish is going to claim Sobero. They use the depth charge to punt Rookie out of the fight, but there's the Shuriman shuffle down as well. Fungway is very low, and Rookie just pops him like a balloon. That's why we wanted to see the LeBlanc come out from Rookie, and now it is going to be IG securing Hextech Soul, and that could be the death mark on this game too for Top Esports.
A little too much tank frontline there, and Fungway, no flash, no heal, no life. Top Esports will now move into this. We're getting a teleport here from 369 and from Cream. They can just collapse.
Yep, and they're going to jump right on top of him. Cream flashes away from Rookie, does get over the chain. Nayo's trying to walk himself back in, but Photic says no. Pillar is going to slow Photic up. They need to get Jotchi in, but they're too separated. Sobero throws himself right into Cream's waiting arms. Does he have enough tank stats? He goes all out. 369 flashes out. Photic finds that kill. Jotchi trying to step up to crit shot onto Photic. Sobero very low. The front line is starting to crumble a bit for IG. They're trying to cower back, but Dway's going to find that kill. Everybody flashing on top of each other. Jotchi caught with a big root. Can Cream push any of this damage out? Fogway, Cream standing in the middle, but the Zanyas will not save the last damage dealer for Top Esports. IG, they see their front line crumble. Just sets up for their carries to come on through here. Clean up time for Photic, and that will be the ace for IG. 2 members strong.
This LeBlanc is a massive problem in these fights. We've seen it time and time again. Rookie gets right into the back line and he's poking all of the members out from top esports, so they never have time to stand their ground. Baron goes over to IG.
Baron power play. We have turned the corner, IG. It's probably helping they have this Hextech and Rookie who could delete any of these carries he can get his hands on here.
You're worried potentially about Cream, who is now level 16 and is completely farming up Cream. What the hell?
Oh, he got Dway off of him, though. He kind of baits into Alistair, pops the unbreakable wall. This time, Curtain Call not mispositioned. Jachi does not miss his shots. Dway goes down. They turn their attention to Sobro, trying to eliminate these front lines time after time, but the all-out pulls Nayo into the waiting arms of Wei. He shreds his resistances, but boy, does he set up for an easy pick on a Nayo. And that forces Top Esports out of their chase with a 1-for-1 trade. Call him onto the Rift, and Top Esports, it feels like they're just so out of sorts to try and force their way towards this pit. They've gambled going through the bot side. They've sacked mid-lane wave completely, but look how dark that side of the river is. It's a very scary prospect with 369 still yet to TP, but they want to start the Elder Dragon up. Here comes the TP for 369. Battle line's drawn. How much work can Rookie get done? Because the first time he distorts, he gets poked out. Caught with a deadly flourish. Has to Zanya's the Curtain Call. Can Wei get in there to cancel it? Rookie's going to try and just double distort out. But they've gotten rid of Rookie early on. Empress Divine's going to buy space for Cream and Jachi to free hit this front line. Wei tries to go into the background. There's the all-out for Sobro. On to Cream. Jachi, he's able to take down Dway. And Rookie cannot get in. No damage for IG can get through. And the Elder is going to reset to about 11K. But this is Top Esports' to take. Wei is even going to look at a steal angle. Again, IG crumble with the red carpet rolled out for him.
38-minute Baron on the cards here. Top Esports will have this and the Elder Dragon for the next minute, as IG are going to lose all of the gold lead. This gold graph is going to look like a complete clown fiesta at the end of this game.
The LPL fiesta, just the way we like it. Fun fact, we've had 5 Barons taken in this series. This is Top Esports' first one. Ooh. Oh my god, Nayo. Oh my god, Nayo. Okay, all right, well, you called it. Rookie still hurts. Rookie still hurts.
6 items at this point completely obliterates the structure. No standing outer structures for either team. A massive flank potentially coming through as Wei's going to look. Jachi still has flash.
They have Elder for about 20 seconds longer by this point.
Yes.
This last wave coming up, they should have it. Oh, they spotted Wei. They know the flake's coming through, but Top Esports, they don't care. They're going right down mid lane. Are they going to try to finish this off with Elder now? Their Elder is going to tick away. TS, you don't want to overextend here too far. 369 is going to pop the Dominus. Jachi just deletes these turrets, though. First Nexus turret's going to go down. When do IG look for the turn? Nayo is sectioning off Wei. Sobero's getting chunked, but they're setting up a bit of a pincer. Wei's trying to cut off their escape. 369 gets a bit of chunk damage down, but as long as Jachi is standing, how do IG make anything work? Finally, Jachi gets hit down about half HP. Rookie goes forward, gets caught in the Zanyas, and there forward is Fogway. Rookie is barely getting himself out. His way on the backside has killed off Nayo. And they're going to try and chase that Wei. He flashes himself out of the first Curtain Call. TPs are coming behind. Cream is going to throw up a turret to try and protect, but Top Esports have to usher out Mr. President Jachi. Protect him well. Baron's going to expire, but that crystalline overgrowth basically gets rid of that bot tier 3 turret. And another way in for Top Esports. There are no Nexus turrets still up. Those are yet to respawn as we have a fight on 2 fronts starting. Fongwei is going to engage on a Sobro. Rookie tries to go in. Chunk Scream to about half HP. That's a nice little bit of poke. But Top Esports get what they're coming for. Weird Curtain Call comes out here from Jachi. But Rookie's too scared to really go after him. He doesn't hit any of his shots, and now he's a bit overextended.
Good enough. Maybe Top Esports just look for something now.
But Rookie over the wall. He gets towards Jachi. He flashes out. He still has his GA. And Cream is going to shove all of the front line of IG away from their carries. Nayo is hammering out away. Goes into the GA. 369 blinking health bar. Does get himself out. Re-engage with Sobro. But Jachi's still untouched. And now Cream finally fully scaled up. This is the rage. And the repeated blows to the head until Rookie throws himself in. Photic has enough damage. But Jachi's full HP. Crit shot onto Rookie. Nearly takes him out all on his own. Nayo gets himself out. We calm things back down with a Curtain Call. Jachi can't hit his shot. He can only get 1 in the chamber. Sobro back on the map. Way back on the map. Everybody back and available on the map. I do not care about that tier 3 turret going down the top lane. Thank you for the picture-in-picture, though. And Zervers How do we set back up for this Elder now?
We need to be fighting now. We need to start this. 369 has no teleport. There's going to be a 10-second window where Renekton will not be here and they will have numbers advantage. IG, great vision denial for the time being. They are shredding this dragon. How does Nio get in?
How does
That's my number
369
one
get here in
used.
time? Oh my god, it's going to be a 50-50. Nio, can you win the smite battle? Dwayne says no. Can IG get the Elder? Yes, Wei has it, but they have to sacrifice a member to do so. Sobro comes down. Curtain call's going to open up. There's no front line left for IG, but they try to re-engage. Dwayne's going to go down. Wei tries to get these big knockups to find some of these Elder resets, but Jachi's untouched. Nobody can get towards this core. Rookie evaporates his health bar. GA goes down. Nio's done. Rookie is going to save the series for IG. Absolute cinema in the LPL. And there's the Elder. Scream out to finish it off. We're going the distance.
There's a teleport available for Rookie. That's it. I mean, the death timers are way too long. They have a mid-wave and still 3 grubs. What the hell was this game, and why did we have to be in here for another 15 minutes? IG, they really played with their food in this one and just barely squeak out a game win.
Their nexus exposed. Their determination unwavering. We're going to a game 3, and
This champion just dies, and suddenly IG have no position going into fights.
I like that. I like that one point you made though that really sells me on the Onivia is the drawback to picking Mundo jungle is you intrinsically take a lot of threat on lanes for ganks out of the game. So
And not going to be missed out on. To augment your Yorick point, if the best position he's going to have is just putting down the Dark Procession. Oh, boy.
no, Polymorph. Is the barrier enough? Photic.
Oh my!
Jachi flashes right over that Unihara W. The Jachi show is not over yet, folks.
For them. And for top esports, they just have a big burst composition, especially with this bottom lane. Mundo's here again.
Oh, Fengui hits another big root onto Photic. That forces out the wild growth. Jachi can use the barrier to buy some time. Lights go out. They're going after Fengui. Wei executes him brilliantly. Forces Jachi also to flash away from helping out Nio. Photic, no mana. Health is going to go down. Makes the maximum dosage. Nio fights that kill. Cream has the Realm Warp.
Oh,
He
he
doesn't
take
come
it!
along. I don't think he took it. And that's going to force, Nio to fall. Yeah, I just want to get to this replay. This
No,
is
there's
like
a Herald. We can't do this. It's probably going to come after this objective.
Well, you're actually right. Herald does follow Grubs, so
True.
had to get you back. Had to get you back for that one.
I know.
Yeah. All right, Nio TP. All right, here we go.
Conversation with Ernest.
Yeah, and the other like bar that used to be measured full is like the potential, right? But every year it's wasted. Every time you see plays like that, it's depleting, right? Or like this, you could also argue like the patience with a player like Cream, because you know an org as historical as top esports.
A pretty big change. Can they turn? There's no Sional. This is.
Oh,
this
there
is
it is.
risky.
Sional goes wide. There's a fierce up to Decimating Smash, though. That's a nice little CC chain. 369 is dead. And Sobro is going to take the kill. That is a big win for the weak side Sion.
That's good. Side, but I love this from Rookie. Shadowing goes into Fog of War, traps Cream as well.
Photic transcended, flashes away for the Pop Blossom, and it's only going to grab the support. So Dwayne gets himself out.
Photic is not going to have this flash available for either the Herald that's spawning or the Dragon in 3 minutes time.
Jachi walked on a ward. Oh, he sent the trap. Cream is going to take the portal this time, get the Root Prism. Wild Growth, though, Photic is throwing hands back. Jachi is just evaporated just like that. And Cream, I mean, the Realm Warp is nice to bring a man in, but this Rise needs time to scale. There wasn't enough damage there. The power of Enchanter Dwayne been pretty darn quiet in this series compared to Jachi. How poetic would it be for him to have such a iconic, but come on, man, the caster curse is so real. Is he really about to get run down right here? All right, the lights go out. The Pop Blossom isn't going to hit on a Photic. He actually does get out of it. That sets way up with the power up for the Lulu speed to find Fengui again. Wrong place, wrong time for that engage, or right place, right time for the Wei turnaround.
And until Kaisa hits 2 and 3 items, I'm not really worried about them as Yunara. And Yunara can match now thanks to things like the Fiend Hunter bolts available to them later on.
Stoppable onslaught. Sobro trying to buy space. 369 going to flash on the Decimating Smash. Gets the slow, brings more ghouls up. Main wants to get swifty here with the Yorick. Sobro's going to flash now. He's looking for the turn. Gets a big shield. 369 is out of mana. And yep, Wei seems to be everywhere on the map. The ghouls, though, are going to make it. So 369 finds himself an even trade.
Little worried about it now. Rookie even teleports for this play, so look, IG, they get a turret on the top side. Way's getting a lot of gold. Another advantage being gathered here by the veteran jungler of Invictus.
Response. We're going to test how durable this Mundo can be because he's already down to half HP, holding on to that maximum dosage. That's maybe what is holding Way from falling through this paranoia. But once again, Nayo, you're going to respect IG's lead and kind of just leash this dragon. So IG, 2 Drakes, 3K gold lead. Dare I say we've been here before?
12. It's an okay trade, but I'll be honest here. I've been kind of trying to, make sense of some of the flash trades I've been seeing from Fungiway, and he is just way too aggressive. He is not at all dialed into either his own damage and capabilities.
All of his flashy engage plays. He opts in to play this Lulu, and it really makes the difference how much harder of a life it is for Nico to go into an Enchanter. See if they can get that passive format of the Onivia. At the very least, it does force Rookie to back off of this turret. Cream collects so much valuable gold. Pay dividends. Also, to get that out of this top esports comp would be very terrifying, and they're going to TP.
Oh, it's gone.
Right.
Wait, why are we not finishing this? Just pull it. It doesn't matter if he's TPing.
Way flashed over the wall, and Way just steals it. Nayo didn't even have a chance. And is Way really just going to walk out of the pit? Sobero ults out. IG, highway robbery, hello? Are they going to be punished at all? Pop Blossom onto 3 from Fongway. They're going to try and drop all the damage onto Rookie, but the re-engage comes across from Way. Fongway is taken out. Sobero is so darn tanky that he's taking a full dishing of damage from both Cream and Chachi. It doesn't matter. Photic transcends. They've got Way to provide frontline. Cream has to flash over a nice position. Rookie, Onivia wall. Slow lands onto Sobero. Maximum dosage now has to come out. Got a lot of low health bars, but IG, do they really need to chase? They won the dragon. They don't land the Flash Frost stun, but 369 still has to flash over, well, 2 walls that are created in front of him.
We needed this game, though. We need it for sure. I mean, versus Sion, getting that Giant Slayer passive, biggest change on the patch for this season is getting Giant Slayer back into LDR. Maybe that'll be something that can turn it. I mean, again, Rookie's also stacking a hell of a lot of HP. Fongway is just dead.
Damn. Frostbite right to the dome. And bot lane, not even any better, because Way is in all lanes at the same time, and this time he's decided, I'm going to hunt down 369, who is actually trying to see if he can kill Way off. Back mid lane, Photic is wild growth, transcended, all the above, and, well, he's got himself a kill. Cream going to go down, and it just feels like IG are winning everywhere and anywhere. Not that this is a Mountain Soul. I mean, you mentioned it, like the defensive scaling items of Rookie, his health bar is fat, Way is built pretty bruiser, and do not give Sobero a 28-minute Mountain Soul and expect to win this game, Top Esports. I don't care how much you've overcome. Way daring Nayo to go 50-50 on the smite with him because he's won all of them, and this time Nayo wins the coin flip. That is pretty big. Top Esports keep themselves alive at least in one category, that being Dragon Soul.
Ends up landing. So the fact that we took that is a little bit worrisome in my mind here. 36-9 trying to extend on the side lane.
Oh, he just dropped the little dome to try and make sure Sobero couldn't get in, so Way bit and is going to chomp down. 369 caught on the side wave, so 1 pressure point down for Top Esports for the next minute. Mundo's health bar is going to get halved in the blink of an eye, and that's huge into a comp like this.
Yeah. One thing that we haven't actually seen too much, and I wish people would explore this a lot more, is because you have ability haste for your ultimate on this item, basic spells cost more. Baron is being started, and completely no contest here for Top Esports. Nayo is going to have to, he has no flash to get in.
Nope, and he lost his spell shield. He dodges the unstoppable onslaught. Slow still lands. Nayo should go down. The redemption doesn't come across. Re-engage from Way. Pop Blossom on the 3. But Fogway, none of your team can get over Rookie's ice wall. So the Pop Blossom falls flat. There's a double frost stun coming across as well. Way fully comfortable with the wild growth. Another huge wall comes across for Rookie. Another stun layered.
Game's over. Fair enough. Maybe they knew Nayo was going to go down there. Baron goes over. Dragon in 2 minutes here.
Jachi, you mad, lad?
This doesn't matter, though. Like, Jachi's on the complete wrong side. And you could just get long chased out here for the rest of the fight. I mean,
I think
Way's gonna have his Way can have his ultimate soon. Like, cool, he landed a 3-man. Where's your damage dealers?
We've seen this story before, but not with Rookie. Nice little Flash Frost stun into the Frost Bite. Numbing up 369 with the cold and sending him back to the gray screen again. It's rinse and repeat for the IG jungler.
Was that Baron? I mean, you still have it for 2 minutes. It should be a very easy, simple map rotation. Let Sion push the mid wave, and we'll rejoin with him afterwards. As long as you can push on the opposite side of the map, I think Dragon is such a good objective.
Right, he's got to go back to base, so, I mean, is this not the best inhibitor to get down to with that Dragon spawning? A wave all the way across the map, going to be providing supers now?
A lot of their vision has been put in the top side, though, so they're going to be walking in blind to this river.
With 3 full tank items, good luck, Top Esports. All right, we've had 2 50-50s. Each jungler has won a coin flip, but I have a feeling this time Wei doesn't really want to 50-50 this. He might not have a choice if Nio has his CC barrier up, which he still holds on to. They're just going to go after the Yorick, and Photic melts him. The Realm Warp is just a bluff, and now all of Top Esports to push off the Dragon. Sobero's going to get the double knockup. Funkway, Pop Blossom, it's all just hitting onto the Scion, and there goes Wei in for the killer blow. Cream and the Mundo evaporated. The slow of the W for Photic. They're just going to TP to the base. They don't need the Mountain Soul. It might have taken 2 whole games, but IG might have finally figured out how to close out a game and close out their first round robin in Split 1 with a win over Top Esports 2-1.
Wow, what is IG, man? We somehow are able to lose to AL, to BLG, but we lose to Weibo, but we beat JDG and Top Esports. What a weird group this is on the other side of Group Ascent here. Another kill goes over to Photic, and IG will take this series 2-1, sending us to a 6-game day here.